Here we are, my friends, walking up to HAMLET Skate Park, Cottage Grove, Minnesota. I've done a lot of work out here about 5 years ago, and I'm gonna start talking with the city about potentially moving some ramps around and just doing a maintenance package out here. Same old, same old. So pyramid here. The thing that we got going on here at Cottage Grove is this crack, right? It is on a pretty much a world fault zone, it looks like, and it is just cracking everywhere. So the first thing that I'd recommend doing here is just kind of moving some ramps around and reconfiguring the skate park. All right, so pyramid, it's looking good, but might as well move forward a little bit over that crack. That solves that problem right here. Now the main spot here that's getting tons of damage is this rail that's pretty much unusable at this point. What are we going to do about that? I mean, really, there's a couple things. We can build a fun box up around it and get it off the ground. That's a thing. As for this main run, you got the 4-foot quarter pipe up into the fun box right here into the big 4-foot roll-in. A couple things could be happen here. One thing I'd like to actually modify here is make this maybe a mini box jump. I don't know if the bump to bump gets as much love as it did in one day in its heyday, but it's a great size over there. Now you can see there's some warpage going on. Expansion and contraction, all right, my friends, like leave more gaps, and I'll take full responsibility for that right there. Yeah, I mean, that could have been just a little bit more of a gap. We left a nickel in there, and clearly that wasn't enough. So let's go 6 cents next time and make sure it's all the way at every seam. So tight seams in Minnesota, definitely I'll repair that for free for the city. Coming back here, again, some of this stuff is just old surface. It's about time to be replaced. You can see the new surface that we have put on here. The metal's good, looking good. It's not sinking into the ground too much. That means there's perfect amount of tension from the ramp to the ground. The quarter pipe over there might need to be redone or move forward, but I think that's going to be kind of the main discussion here. How can we reconfigure the actual skate park? So huge giant crack right here. It would be cool to get this lifted off the ground in a platform, run some surface there, and then maybe put a flat bar back up on top up here. That could be really sweet up here. As we're going up to the top deck, looking pretty clean over here. One sheet up on the deck maybe could be replaced, but not really the end of the world. There's a lump right here in the center. I'm not sure what that is. It might just be, that's where the old flat bar was, and there might be a T-stud or a knee wall underneath there. Mini ramp, constant. I don't know how this mini ramp gets so much damage, but my guess is that a bike or a scooter, or even a skateboard, gets slammed in there. It makes a micro nick or a gouge in the ramp, and then it just repeats. It's in the high impact zone. There's a huge hole there. Let's go take a look at it right now. But it's going to need about 9 sheets to bring it back to life here, and that's my recommendation. We could also, as you can see, if you look really close here, we've already added a bonus layer of green treated plywood there around the edge. Could do some strapping on that edge, but there's a giant hole right there. That's an old sheet, so that's an original sheet, so that makes sense. What we've been really doing is cutting back and just trying to spread the dollar out here, and I think that's a great way that we kind of look at things at Third Layer Ramp Co. Let's just spread that dollar and get more features out here. Now, before we get into some of the other stuff we've built, and moving around these cracks right here, you have this main run right here. This is also perfect, 100-foot length, maybe even more. You could have just an awesome 2-3 box jump line right here. Can really move that quarter pipe around. We might be able to do something cool with that. You could even have a box jump takeoff right here, get rid of that railing. That could be sweet. It could also be a hip into that mini. The little stepper here, one of our favorite ramps to build out at skate parks. It's the one that opens the gate for the kids up on the transition skills. So cities, if you're watching this right here, you want to inquire about one of these little steppers. They come in all different widths, depth of deck, and we can also do height variations and transition stuff, but we keep it pretty simple, about a 7-foot radius on all that. So starting back there on that lowest one too is just 1 foot tall, going up in 6-inch increments. The A-frame right here, this is literally probably the best A-frame I've ever built. It gets the most positive feedback. It's still in great condition, needs 1 sheet replaced. It's about almost 10 years old at this point, so not too bad right there. The sides could be redone on the grind box. That's pretty standard here. You know, even the treated wood, the quality is just not what it used to be out there. So that's kind of standard issue. You know, the wood is gonna need to be replaced, but luckily we're not going anywhere. Box right here, looking good. Built this slanted box years back again, but again, the kids, it was way over there, so now we have them dragging, some riders dragged it over here. It's a great spot over here, don't get me wrong. Not really covering up any cracks or anything like that, but that could be fixed, no problem. And it also needs a piece of strapping. Can do some long sheets up on the top of this grind box. It's a fun box. Again, there's a crack forming right here coming out of it. This thing could just be repositioned, but the one thing I love about this stole this idea from Lake Owen right here, and that is having, you got it right there, so good, having that manual pad rail. So 1 foot on the tall side, about 6 inches on the small side. Learn to board slide, my friends. Super sweet little tech zone center. This thing could all use new surface. Does it need it? Not really, but would it make it go a long way? Yeah, probably. So maybe not this year, but later down the road, we might propose, let's get some new surface on that box. But everything's looking pretty solid there. No soft ribs anywhere. Again, let's reposition some stuff around this park. And you could even do the stair set right here. Could add more length to it, but really it does the job. One thing from now on, never again, is using just your construction screws on this. You know, I was not educated as much as I am today, but with trial and error, I've learned that to get a thicker stainless, pay the money for the good screws. So any jobs I've done here in the last couple years definitely are all in that stainless realm. They're thicker. You know, the price of the construction goes up a little bit, but I tell you what, the quality of the less maintenance is, I think that's really what we're trying to get at here, right? We want to just a little bit more set it and forget it. But also, these are wood ramps. The thing I love about this instead of concrete is that we can move them around, and that's that. So Cottage Grove, there's your walk around. Thanks for watching. Updates coming soon.